Welcome everyone. My name is Vishal Tekshanani. I'm with Vendasta's content team. Thanks so much for your time. We've got a very special guest lined up for you. His name is Matt Ainsworth, and he's the owner of digital marketing agency Giving Tree Media based in New Orleans. Now, Matt's got a really remarkable story. He actually realized his ambition of being a full-time marketer during the COVID-19 pandemic. He's gone through his ups, he's gone through his downs, and now he's generating more than $20,000 a month in recurring revenue. So how did he do it? I'm really delighted that he's joining us today to tell us about his journey. Matt, how are you?
Doing fine, Michelle. How are you?
Good, thank you. Good. Matt, let's kick off first with how you got into digital marketing. What interested you about it?
Sure. I felt that my dad was a software entrepreneur. So when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, um, I would go into business meetings with him, but we built databases for like small towns. So it was all like custom database stuff. So it's much different than what I do now, but just seeing my dad talk to small business owners is what really inspired me to want to make my life's career, my life's mission, and help small business owners.
That's awesome. So how did the pandemic affect your livelihood and business?
Absolutely. So, it took me, they say, it takes a long time to become an overnight success. So for me, that was definitely true. I really was struggling with it for about 5 years. I was a freelance web developer, and I would go to door, and I didn't have the confidence to ask for much money for projects, and I would be doing just to make ends meet. I would do private history tours in New Orleans, Louisiana, and then I would also part-time job selling photography at a local art market. And it wasn't really until the pandemic that it forced me to, go head on about this is what I'm doing. I'm going to make it a success. And that's kind of where I am today.
Okay, so you mentioned websites. So what's the full scope of services that Giving Tree Media offers?
The primary services we offer are website revamps, right? Making sure everything's working properly, that's fast. Search engine optimization is the biggest, making sure people are found preferably in the top 3 of the map positions, the map pack, and top 5 organic positions, because that's where all the majority of the clicks go, and that's what generates the phone calls, and that's what generates the money.
Okay, so that's quite a lot of expertise you've got, the website, the SEO. How do you become the trusted local expert? Like, how do you become knowledgeable and a source of authority where business go, Matt's the guy who knows this stuff in and out?
People will come to you naturally by you being serious about what you're doing. This is, to me, it's kind of like a game. Maybe you want to compare it. Some people compare it to chess or poker, but uh, it's the same. If you're going to be considered the expert, then have a passion for it. It's definitely a fun thing, and it helps people generate more money, which in turn will generate you money.
Okay, so Matt, what were the biggest challenges? We mentioned ups and downs. What were some of the biggest challenges just throughout your business? List me a couple.
Biggest challenges in the beginning were I guess I was stopping myself. It's confidence that you can't get the job done for people. B, it's finding the right clients. Those are really, when you're starting now, it's confidence, and then when you're moving on, it becomes finding the right clients, and then the problem I'm starting to have is how can I scale?
Okay, and can you talk to me about how you overcome some of these? Just a few little tips.
Absolutely. So with the confidence, um, once you create the validity you want with a proper website, with being able to feel confident about talking about these subjects with business owners, because I understand, business owners, a lot of them, especially I'm in Louisiana, are very alpha driven. They expect results. They expect them fast. If you can't do it, you're out the door. Um, so, you know, building up a process where you can deliver measurable results will just give your confidence everything you need to be able to talk to anyone that you want. Your perceptions of what a big or small budget is will change based on what you're able to do.
Okay. It definitely sounds like a tough job. And, working at Vendasta, I've met people who, they want to be digital marketers. It's actually sounds like a very attractive career. You're in charge of your own destiny. You're helping those small and medium businesses thrive. What is some advice you would have to those people who, are actually aspiring to get to the same position as you?
Absolutely. My advice to digital marketers is be kind to yourself. It can be stressful on you. Business owners will give you stress. Maybe you're not getting any clients. Like I said, it took me a long time to be an overnight success. So definitely be kind to yourself. Remind yourself that you're an entrepreneur and there's nothing that can stop you. Um, B is I wasted a lot of time thinking about what it's going to be like when I get to the destination that I want, right? What's it going to be like when I have 20 clients and can afford to do this and that? Don't do that. It's get to work.
Just get to work. Nice one.
Yes,
And so you're enjoying the fruits of your labor. It took you 5 years to get to the $10,000 and then $10,000 a month, and you double that pretty quickly. So it kind of takes a bit of time to succeed, and then it starts to get a bit exponential. Is that fair to say?
absolutely. Once you get your confidence up, become an expert in what you're doing. I think a lot of digital marketers, some people will say that that the industry has a bad reputation, which is not true overall. But it's easy to get in, but it's hard to produce results, right? And if you're going to be in this space, then enjoy it. If this is something that you enjoy reading and become passionate about that, and you will produce results for people. You can do it. And once you do, the good word will spread.
That's awesome. Great to see that you're getting word of mouth in terms of connections and leads and new business. So, lastly, Matt, how did Vendasta help you throughout your journey? And maybe if you can name me one tool from Vendasta that's especially useful.
Absolutely. So they gave me the validity that I needed. They helped me with my website. Um, they're the ones that kind of injected me with all the confidence that I needed. Having a business development representative, especially I'm sure that they're all great, but the ones that I've had just have gone above and beyond for me. And just having someone to speak to strategize about, what do we do in these situations? I've just learned so much about them. The best tool, there's a lot of great tools. There's actually 3 core tools, pro tools that I always lock on because I find that they're essential. But I guess the snapshot report. The snapshot report's very impressive to small business owners. It shows what you're doing. So learn how to describe the snapshot report, and you're off to a good start.
Matt, that's fantastic. I really enjoyed learning about your journey, and I'm sure marketing agencies out there and aspiring marketers are definitely going to get a lot of value from this interview. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Michelle.